Hi everybody. So today I kind of wanted to talk about how important being social is as a human being. So I've been, antisocial in my life, and I can definitely say that at the time I thought that I didn't want to talk to people, but in reality I was just scared and I just didn't like people because I was scared. So today I'm going to kind of teach you techniques on how to be more comfortable talking to people. So what helps social anxiety is talking to people. Now I know it's hard, but you have to try. And you might stutter, you might feel embarrassed, but don't worry. People understand. It's okay if you stutter. It's okay. You have to be your own best friend internally in order to calm yourself down. So in other words, if you go, and stutter, you're going to be okay. You have to tell yourself everything's fine, they understand, it's fine. And don't beat yourself up for, making the conversation a little more awkward with a stutter or something. Just try not to focus on that kind of stuff. Or like if you messed up a pronunciation of a word or anything like that, like I did there, it's not that big of a deal. Most people do that. Most people don't care. Most people get nervous when they're talking to somebody new. It's fine. You're going to be fine. So, to make friends is very important. It's very important for your emotional well-being. It's very important for your spiritual health, for your happiness levels. It's very important that you understand that even if you don't feel like you need to be social, it is a requirement for mental health to be social, at least to some extent during the day. And by some extent I mean having somebody that cares about you, that you feel is your friend. Because sometimes in life when we don't feel loved, it's because we don't talk to people, and it's kind of hard for people to love you or show that they love you if they don't know who you are. So a good thing to do is when you go into work, if you have a job, I recommend you getting a job if you don't have one. You need to get out of the house and socialize. So having a job is a good way to do that. So you need to get a job, and when you go to work, every day you got to say hello to the people that you work with. Say, hey, how are you? And make sure to sound enthusiastic about it, okay? The nicer you sound, the more approachable you sound, the more nice girl vibes or nice guy vibes you'll give off, which is good. Because people like nice people. They feel like they're safer around nice people, so they are more likely to say hello back every single day. They're more likely to engage in conversations with you throughout the day. And keep in mind, try not to ever sound irritated or annoyed, even if you are. Just if you are irritated and you feel like you're gonna lash out, just silence yourself. That's something I've also learned. Also, just smiling while you're talking to somebody. Smile. It's really important because it's approachable. It's approachable, and it makes somebody feel like they're liked. Does that make sense? You want to feel like you're liked. I mean, when someone smiles at you and goes, "Aw," it feels like you're liked, and it's a good thing because they'll come back for more. They'll come back to talk to you. So, just say hi, how are you, to however many people you want during the day, even if it's just one person. You can practice on one person, then do the next person, then do the next person. It doesn't matter. I mean, all it is a hi, how are you? Okay? You don't have to start a conversation. I can even help you. So, and they say, good, how are you? And then you say, I'm good. And make sure to sound enthusiastic, okay? Don't go, good. Because does that sound like you're good? No, it doesn't. And not only that, they're probably going to ask what's wrong. And if you don't want to answer and you just look at them, they might come and think that you're kind of like standoffish, and you don't want that. Because if you want to make friends, which is very important for your mental health and for feeling loved and less lonely in this world. It's very important for human beings to socialize. In fact, I think they did a study in Japan where they had like ladies in a village that were really, really old, and they kind of studied them. And what they realized is that none of them retired, and they all had really close friends. So having friends is very important for longevity. It's very important for mental health. It's just a very important thing. So, hi, how are you? Simple smile. You know, just be as genuine as you can. Just try your best to have positive thoughts about people as much as you can as well. Focus on having positive thoughts about everybody every single day. And I know that might sound weird, it might sound hard, but every single day, trust me, every single day. If you even have a negative thought pop in your head, say no. I'm in fact going to think the opposite. It's very, it takes a while to master it. It took me years, but now I am very, very positive inside, and it shows on the outside in the way that I talk to people. Because when you talk to people and you're having negative thoughts about them, it's definitely more likely that you're going to have tones in your voice or in your facial features that kind of show it. And we don't want to do that, because if somebody gets any negative vibes from you, they're probably not going to want to talk to you. So there's that. But yeah, so making friends is important. I've dealt with social anxiety in my life, and I can definitely say that, you know, having friends it's achievable. It's very achievable. I have a lot of friends, and they're very nice people. I don't have problems keeping friends. It's a happy time, okay? And getting to know somebody is always happy. Well, most of the time. Sometimes it's not, but that's only if they're, not so great. But most of the time it's happy because you get to learn new things about each other. Like, for example, some conversational topics. So, what's your favorite color, for example? You can just ask these questions. Nobody's going to care. And they're going to answer you probably. So they'll probably go, pink, what's yours? And then you could go, oh yeah, my favorite color is green. And then you can go, what kind of music do you like? And then they'll go, oh, I like this, this, and this. And then you could go, oh my gosh, that's so cool because I like this, this, and this. And then you can start to talk about the kind of hobbies you like to do. Do you like to watch movies? What kind of movies do you like to watch? And then you can ask them, hey, have you ever seen this show? I really like this show because blah, blah, blah. And then they'll say, oh, well, I've never seen that show. And then you can, go, oh, you should watch it. It's a really good show. And then you can maybe explain it to them a little bit. And just giving you some lines. Because, when I was younger, I always went to my mom and I was like, Mom, what should I say over the phone? And she had to give me like a line to say, otherwise I'd feel too scared. So I feel like giving somebody lines to say to your coworkers, I feel like that might be, an inspirational thing, because I don't think I've ever seen a video like that. So I'm going to give you some lines. So there's some topics and some lines you could say. You could also say, do you have any brothers or sisters? And they can answer that, and they'll probably want you to answer. They'll probably go, oh, how many brothers and sisters do you have? And you can say, oh, I don't have any. Isn't that great? It's yeah. And then what else? You could talk about, if you got your hair dyed recently, or you can give them a compliment. Say, oh my gosh, I love your hair. I love your nails. I love your skin. I don't know. You can say that. I love your skin. It's so clear and pretty. Yeah, that's nice. Or you could say, I love your hair. It's so cute. Stuff like that. And, giving people compliments is a nice way to make friends, but it's not necessarily a necessity, but it is nice. It's nice to hear on the other person's end, because they're like, oh, yay, this person's nice enough to give me a compliment. Stuff like that. And what else? You could talk about if you have any animals. You could say, hey, do you have any pets? And then you can say, and then they'll go, yeah, my pet's name is Cherish. He's a little black cat with green eyes. And then you could go, oh, well, I have a little pug named Dooley Doo or something. And you can just talk about that kind of stuff. You can also talk about, anything that's going on in your lives. No trauma dumping for right now. If you just met them, it's probably not the best idea. But maybe you can just ask them if they have a boyfriend or girlfriend, and be like, oh, that's so cool. How long have you been together? Blah, blah, blah. Like, it's so easy. So after you get used to talking and saying these things, it'll come more naturally. You also have to, like I said, be your own best friend internally, because don't ever beat yourself up for saying something awkward or weird. Just don't, because at the end of the day, they're gonna forget about it. Okay, it's not the end of the world. And yeah, that's really it. So if you're going to the grocery store, for example, and you've never been to the grocery store by yourself, you go up to the cashier, say hi, or how are you, stuff like that. And they'll go, good, how are you? Good. And then that's really it. You don't have to say anything, you can just say hi. It's that easy. And sometimes they'll say hi back. If they don't say hi back, it's not the end of the world. Maybe they didn't hear you. Make sure to assert your voice loud and proud, but not too obnoxious, okay? Just like, I'm here and I want you to hear me. You know what I'm saying? Not like, how are you? Like that. Like, I can't hear you. What'd you say? And, so if somebody doesn't talk to you back, they probably didn't hear you. So all you gotta do is either say it again louder, or just roll with the punches, go, oh, maybe they don't want to talk today, and that's fine. Never take it too personally. You never know what happened. Maybe they just didn't hear you, like I said, or maybe they're just not in the mood, and that's okay. Not everybody has to be in the mood to talk. I'm sure you aren't all the time. I know I'm not right when I wake up in the morning. It's ridiculous. But anyway, maybe you can ask them what their favorite Starbucks drink is. Maybe you can ask them what kind of colors they've dyed their hair in the past. Maybe you can ask them for makeup tips. Maybe you can ask them how many friends they have. Maybe you can ask them what their favorite fast food restaurant is. Maybe you can ask them, there's all kinds of stuff you can ask these people. And it does come with practice, it does come with time. If you want more tips or more lines, maybe give me a scenario and I can put a comment down there in the description if you have social anxiety, because I've been there and I never thought I would get over it, and I did. Granted, I did do something really crazy beforehand. I moved to Hawaii with no job and no place lined up, and everything worked out. So you just gotta trust yourself, and after that I just realized what I needed was to socialize and to have a job. So that's pretty much what that taught me. So get a job and say hi, how are you all the time. That's really it. That's how you make friends. Hi, how are you? And make sure not to sound like this. How are you? Like that. You can say, hey, how are you? Like that. It's that easy. So, don't sound like this. Hi, how are you? I mean, you can, if that's how you feel. If that's what you want to do, girl, you do it. Maybe you're that excited. I don't know. But anyway, thank you guys for watching. Hopefully I helped you. If you want any more tips or tricks on how to socialize with people, please let me know. I also, I've dealt with social anxiety. I know exactly how it goes, and I know it feels like it's gonna not ever end, but it can. You just have to work towards it and practice it. It's a practicing time, okay? So I gave you some lines, I gave you some topics. Write it down if you need to. Rehearse. Talk to yourself. I talk to myself a lot, and that's how you should be talking to other people, kind of. So yeah, talk to yourself. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Leave a like, subscribe if you enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.